Hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining me for Terrmeister Thorific Thursday. This time I will be talking about movies. Some movies have really fun memories for me as a kid, and some of them I discovered on my own. And as I did a movie review channel and other things, I thought, oh my goodness, movies have been in my life a long time. Well, of course they have. But my mom, my grandma, and my Aunt Tricia are three of my favorite people that I remember. Like, I have a lot of memories around movies with them. My Aunt Tricia, I used to, there was a library near her house, and because I was a frequent library, I frequented the library, I would often go to see her and just chat with her and hang out before going home. So those have some good memories as well. And she would have her popcorn, be sitting there watching her movies, and my mom also, her and my mom would watch a lot of movies together. So I'm going to talk about movies that mostly my grandma and my mom introduced me to, and some other movies that I discovered on my own. Now, my grandma loves her some of the Corleones. Godfather 1 and 2. Now, my mom also loves this film too, and having passed it, it's passed down to me as a lover of The Godfather. So I remember watching it with my mom when I was maybe about 10 years old, maybe 11. It was a, I knew it was a good film. It was the cinematography is amazing, the dialogue, everything was awesome about it. And even though I was too young to understand it, I knew it was good. When I was 14, that's when I watched it with my grandma, made some popcorn, she threw the VHS in, and I found out that it's about family in many more in more ways than one. But I remember also seeing a lot of videos about it later on as YouTube became a thing, and and it talked a lot about being anti-capitalist and about building a empire building, about how it building a powerful empire, seeing it to its zenith, and then watching it fall as other empires sprang up is the cycle of history. Vito may have built it, but Michael ruthlessly expanded it. And one time, Grandma enthusiastically shared her adoration for Michael as her favorite Corleone. Now, of course, she didn't like part three too much, and neither part three is usually where everybody says, what the happened? It was a great film. I will admit it was a great film. It was just not a great Godfather 3. I think that Carlito's Way was more of a spiritual, what is it, a spiritual successor of Carlito's Way. That's one of my mom's favorite movies. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. I remember watching that at my grandma's house with all of us around, my mom and dad and all of my siblings. But some of the classics that I remember watching at her house, Three Faces of Eve, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, I remember watching that together. And Fiend Without a Face. That one scared the crap out of me. And I'm going to tell, it's black and white. And it was, and she said, I remember she told me that when, after we got done, she said, and her mom told her to go to bed. She's like, but I don't want them brains to come and get me. The Fly with Vincent Price. I remember watching that with my brothers and sisters and grandma. And some of the two movies that we watched together, grandma and I, Imitation of Life, the 1934 version, and Madam X with Lana Turner. She warned me that I was going to be real pissed at the ending, and she was right. Now let's get to some movies I remember because of my mom. Drop Dead Fred is about a woman that reconnects with her imaginary friend and inner child against her mom's domineering ways. We used to watch that often, and as I wrote this script, images were just going right through my head. Big Business is a 1989 film with Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler. Played two sets of twins, the Sheldons and the Ratliffs, switched at birth, and it's a comedy of errors with a hilarious ending. Purple Rain is a twofer because mom and grandma loved both of these, and as I got older and understood the movie, it has a special place in my heart. I think it's time for a rewatch. Grease 2 is another one that my mom loved, and I remember seeing it a lot on TV as I grew up. It is a good movie, but I wish that it would have been a standalone feature because it might have been done a lot better or received a lot better. Howard the Duck, Anaconda, 9 to 5, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, The Incredible Shrinking Woman, Death Becomes Her. These are movies that I grew up watching with my mom and my siblings around. But one really big movie that I remember what was, well, two of them, American Ninja and American Ninja 2. I remember one day, maybe it was second grade. It was cold out because we had our jackets on, or we had our coats on and everything. And I remember, mom and dad ordered a pizza, and I walked down, and I was little at the time, and like a older neighbor kid walked with me. And when we got home, we watched American Ninja 2, and I still watch that from time to time. Also, there is a like it's funny watching it now because it's so full of 80s cheese and it's great. But there was another film that was not American Ninja, but it's called Avenging Force, that was originally written for Chuck Norris, but Michael Dudikoff and Steve James were able to do this film when Chuck Norris passed on it. It's really ahead of its time, and it's also way more relevant than it was when it came out. So here are some movies that I've discovered. It's going to take us to the outro. Next Tuesday, what will I be talking about? What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about TV shows. Enjoy this, and you like, rate, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.